Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of the Mind Setting Podcast. I'm your host Gaurav Tan. And before we start, if you have not done yet, then please hit that subscribe button and give your like to this episode. This way, you can help to share this podcast with more people who might need to listen it. Anyways, so let's dive into today's episode. Today, we are going to talk about how you can stop complaining and live your life gratefully. We often catch ourselves complaining over little things, right? Sometimes inside ourselves or sometimes with others. Sometimes we do it without being intentional. Well, complaining about something is not always a bad thing. If it is for a change, for something to be good. So today I would like to elaborate this topic and to share how you can stop complaining and make the choice of being grateful instead. But let me start with one very nice quote. When you complain, you make yourself a victim. Leave the situation, change the situation, or accept it. All else is madness. So, first of all, we need to understand why do we complain. If I say in just one sentence, then we complain when we feel there is a significant gap between an expectations and reality. The root of complaining is wanting the truth to be something different. And that is not all wrong by any means. As I said in the beginning, when there is a need for change in policies, in behaviors, in relationships, in the status quo, we must speak up and take action. However, though, when we complain, we the actual cause might not need to change, and there is rarely any actual action involved. So, in my opinion, it's just a waste of energy. Anyway, so let's dig into how we can stop complaining, which is one of no meaning and just cause internal frustration. And before that, I'm really happy that you are here and that you want to work on this because I'm sure it's going to bring such an important change in your personality, making room for some joy and peace. So stay with me. So, what I have learned after tasting and practicing it on my own, I came up with these five main pillars, which you can also use to, stop complaining. And I call them GAHAM, which is gratitude, acceptance, humility, action, and mortality. So, let's dive into them. First, gratitude. Well, this is a very big topic, and I'm sure I have mentioned it many times in my other episodes. So, gratitude in practice is the antidote of complaining. It is a transition where we choose to look at what we can appreciate and feel blessed for instead of what is wrong. It is a simple life altering choice. The reverse of this is many times we complain or have difficulty of removing our focus from what is wrong instead of many things that are going okay. So it's like purposely finding for negatives and faults in a completely normal, or rather say completely simple things. So this negativity bias, which not only promote more negativity but also makes us dwell upon it. One helpful way is to understand why this negativity bias does exist. Well, to understand that, we have to go back to our origins. When we were a caveman, this negativity bias back then helped us to survive. Going out of the cave and being lookout for all the potential dangers was the most important thing for survival. However, now we need to let our brain know that it's okay. We don't have those kind of life-threatening dangers now. To let the brain know that life is an experience, and if something wrong happens, there is some good into it too. So when we shift our focus from what we want, what it could be, or what it has to be, and rather choose to appreciate what we have, gratitude walks in smiling. Remember that we wanted many things that we have now. We have all been blessed with so much. We need to open our eyes for that. Just look around you. There will always be something more, something else, something less. So we must cherish what it is. Number two, acceptance. One very good quote I remember whenever there is a topic of acceptance. It goes, accept what you can change or change what you can't accept. There may be so many things that are not working the way we want them to. It can be the way someone drives, talks, eats, behaves, or something as another country's leader. When this happens, I want you to ask yourself one thing. Can I change what it is? And if the answer comes yes, I can, or yes, I may, then ask another question. Is it worth changing? Or what can I change in a meaningful way? And if the answer of the first question, which is can I change what it is? And if the answer is no, I can't, then just accept what it is. When what we are complaining is out of the control, then it's better to accept and let go of. Accepting will relieve you from so much pain. Another great example is the past. So many of us hold on to regrets or embarrassing moments or what someone has said or done to us. But the reality is that time has passed and now nothing you can change about it, right? So it's up to you. What is the healthier choice? To stay stuck with what was and now cannot be altered, or to accept it, moving on, and using your energy for meaningful things? I think you know the answer. Now, number three, humility. Recently, I read something beautiful and I think it fits very well here. Please remember, your job is the dream of the unemployed. Your house is the dream of the homeless. Your smile is the dream of the depressed. And your health is the dream of those who are sick. Have you ever wondered there are so many people who have much less than what you have now? There are people in this world who are dealing with poverty, hunger, homelessness, loss of loved ones, lack of basic freedom, lack of education, no clean water, power cuts, and so much more. Let's think about those people and humble ourselves. We complain about not having what we want or not having it the perfect way. But think of those who have so little that our lives look like a luxury to them. Instead of being dissatisfied over the things that are already good enough, let's help others. Let's support them in whatever way we can. Let's be grateful for the infinite little things in our lives. The fact that we have food on our table, a home to live, clean water to drink, a bed to sleep on, clothes, access to education, and lot many more. Number 4, action. So earlier I said accept what you can change, but what if we can actually change? Of course, sometimes we do have the capacity to act and bring the change. So, in those situations, we must substitute complaining with thoughtful actions. We often hear or say to ourselves that there is so much wrong with the world. Oh, there is a lot of corruption in this country. Human beings have ruined the planet. And it goes on, right? Well, yes, there are problems, but as you know, just complaining about them is not the solution, nor it's going to change anything but making you frustrated. I often think of one slogan: think global, act local. What can you do to make something better? Don't worry about the scale of change. Only matter is it is a step in the right direction. Similarly, if someone has been disrespectful, suddenly change their behavior or anything else that is troubling you, think what you can do about it. If having a conversation with them is a wise option, where you can share what their actions have made you feel and to let them know about your feelings, then go ahead, talk about it. And if not, then remember our second point: accept it and move on. And the last one is mortality. So, being aware about this all the time is very essential. We don't know when it will be our last day, nor do we know when it will be the next time we would see or talk to somebody. Life is so unpredictable. There are so many people who have regret never having a chance to say goodbye or to tell someone that how much they love them for one last time. So we are so caught up in our inconvenience and annoyance, what doesn't matter at all. We forget or take it as a granted that it's so lucky to be alive, so lucky to have friends and the people we care about. We hold on to arguments, to little mistakes that we should just let go of and stop complaining about. The people who love us have done a lot for us and matter so much more than those tiny complaints. So let's be aware of how fortunate we are to be here and focus on what really matters in our lives. So that's all I have to share with you today. This is my learning about life and the things to stop complaining and to live gratefully. I really hope that it helps you just the way it is helping me to go on with the flow of the life. Share it with the people you care about and to bring more gratitude to their lives. Peace, much love.